What's the weirdest place you've wanked it? Onto a fire ant mound. I jerked for a while, then as I felt the inevitable approaching I knocked the top of the mound off and shot my load on it. In a tree stand deer hunting, you can get bored pretty quick. Look behind you. On a land nav course at Fort Benning. It was during Ox, and I was on my way back to turn in my answer and coordinate sheets. When double-checking all my materials, I saw the coordinate sheet was amiss. Logically, I had to have lost it between points 9 and 10 because I wouldn't have known how to reach the final point without that paper, so I looked in that stretch of land for about 30 m, but still backtracked to the previous 4-5 points in desperation. Realizing that I was running out of time, and I was going to fail that day, missing materials was auto-fail. I pulled out a note my fiancée had sent me during basic that was the raunchiest letter I had ever received, and cranked one out by a stream. I asked her to write me something nasty as a way to skirt the pictures being filtered by the drill sergeants in basic, and kept that letter on me at all times. Afterwards, I washed my hands in the stream, walked back to camp, and took my fail like a man and passed 1010 the next morning. Gas station bathroom. I was fucking the gas station girl and she requested I nut on a honey bun so she could enjoy it while I was gone for the day. In the stripped club, straight up jorking it. It was in an elevator, I was alone, and hell no, I wasn't stuck in the elevator, and I got through it in 40 seconds. 30k feet over Afghanistan. Bathroom at work. Chick I'd been getting flirty with sent me some stuff that took me the fuck out and had to excuse myself. First and last, Elmau time doing that. Porta potties im Kuwait Ikig. Nurse's office in middle school. Was in a room alone, sick, waiting for my mom to come pick me up. Got bored. Behind a tree in a public park context. I was texting my ex and she broke up with me right then and there. I was crying but also extremely horny and maybe considered hurting myself. Anyways, I was just horny and wanked myself there. It was very foggy in the park. I thought you could do anything and no one would see. I stood on the center circle of the football pitch and tested my theory. When I was 13, going through puberty, I was walking home from a friend's when I just had to stop and jacket behind a bank dumpster. I'd never done anything like that before and I didn't want to. I tried to figure something else out for a while, but I was too far from home. Finally, like taking a shit in a public bathroom, I decided it would be better to just get it over with so I could move on with my life. Church confessional box. I kid you not. No, I'm not a priest. Edit, 100 upvotes for this. She's read it. Edit 2. If you want details, the church was empty at the time. It was right next to college. I was in there for some respite as it was always open for people to go sit in. I liked it because it was peaceful and a place to think. Turns out that day I got a little more respite than usual. Heavily used portable shitter in Kuwait before heading north to Iraq. It seemed better than in the living quarters tent with 300 other dudes around me. At a soup kitchen with Dirty Mike and the boys. I have really bad anxiety, and flicking the bean is the only thing that keeps me from having severe anxiety attacks most days, so I find myself running to the restrooms often wherever I am to furiously rub myself until I feel better. Started in school, did it all throughout working at a video game store, and now that I work from home I can just do it all day without worrying about where I am, thankfully lol. Once I hadn't masturbated for a long time, I felt that my balls were so full that they were starting to hurt a little. I was flying in an airplane and because of the fact that there are pressure differences, I felt how when the airplane takes off they pressed against the seat and even more began to hurt. So yeah, I jerked off in the airplane toilet. Driving.